Now we're going to format the columns and the row headings. So we can see by our example that our row headings here, column headings, are, so our next step is to format the column headings, which are here, and the row headings, which are here. First thing we'll do is we will select the cells that have our column headings, and we can see by our example that we want them in green. So we pick our green and we have them what we call word wrap. So we wrap the text so that the words don't flow over the edges of the columns. Wrap text. We now see that we have them within the cell, they don't run over the edges of the cells. Column headings I generally like to center, except the first one. So we will center these, we'll center them vertically, and so they're more legible. We'll make them bold. Now you can see, because we have these word wrapped, is as I make the column wider, the text reformats, and so this helps us when we want to keep our columns a little bit more narrow or better suited to the width of the text or the data we have in it. So we can see how we're basically trying to get these things on 2 lines, and then so we'll break across words, permits, instructions, go like that. Maybe a little bit more. Looks like it's go like that. And then overhead here. There we go. And then the final. We'll just bring it in like that. So the first row heading, column heading here, is a little different because we see we have actually 2 sizes of fonts within that table. So what we do is, well, I think these are a little small, so let's make these 12 points instead. That looks a little bit better, and we just have to make the rows a little higher. There we go, that's looking better. Now we make this, and they're bold, right? We said bold. So what we want to do is make this bold, okay? But you can see if you look at your, so what we're going to do is go put our cursor right before the 3 in the formula bar, and we're going to hold down the Alt key and hit Enter, and it'll actually put that on the second line. And what we can do in Excel now is we can select this text, and we can actually make that smaller font. We can make that 8 points, and we missed schedule, so we go catch that and make that 8 points. And then we can see in the example that we have centered this, and we want all our centered vertically. Now it's looking pretty good. This is 12 point, this is 12. I want a little bit darker green though, so let's go to darker green. That looks a little bit better. So now our row headers are in blue. So all we need to do is select this, and let's pick a nice dark blue, and we'll also make those 12 point, and let's make them bold so they stand out. Now what we're going to do is we want to adjust the width of the column, hide the columns a little bit, rows. So we select all those rows, and we select it from the numbers on the side so that we're literally selecting the entire row. And then we get this double-ended arrow, and we draw down a little bit, and because they're all selected, it will adjust all the rows at the same time, and we can just kind of say, let's make it about 30 pixels. So that's looking good. It's giving us some breathing room. And while we have this selected, let's also make everything centered vertically. So that is our formatting our rows and column headings. The only other thing we want to do is format our currency, you can see we have these numbers here. There's no commas, there's no dollar signs, and these are all money. So let's just select all the cells that are going to have either have or going to have money in them. And we go up here once again to our number format. We're going to pick counting format, which puts a dollar sign in the end of the column and justifies the numbers and gives us commas and decimals. Now, when we're doing kind of an estimate at millions of dollars, the pennies really aren't significant. So it just kind of clutters up the chart. So what we're going to do here is go up here and we're going to decrease our decimal so that there are no decimal points in the chart. We're not worried about pennies at this level. So I want to make sure that you do a counting format with no decimals. Suppressing zeros is an important part of this assignment. You know that you can control that. So you can lose points if you do not suppress the decimals. So that ends this lesson, and next we are going to get into doing the calculations.